and you're going through stuff like, and I want to touch back with the agency stuff, right? Like Iridium. I know fighters too who also they've said some words about it as well. So what advice are you giving now that you've had bad and now you have good?
Yeah.
So how do you inform these fighters, because you're also a head coach too?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
how do you try to not necessarily like be like, no, don't sign with them, not that, but like, give them your opinion and be like, hey man, this is what I went through, take it how you want, you know what I'm saying?
One thing is if you're gonna do a manager, do your background checks. Like, talk to other people that are managed by them, see how they feel. On the local level, I'm gonna be 100% honest. You really don't need a manager. You need a good coach. A good coach will do the same process for you, and they won't take any money from you. They just want to see you succeed, because you succeeding is them succeeding. To whereas with a manager, you don't win, they got 20 other fighters that are up to fight a week later. Yeah. So make sure that you understand that some of the things when you're just starting out can be handled by your coach. Beyond that, once you are at the level I'm at, where you do need like that international, like that national level of pull, where you're not, it's not just local guys that you're trying to get matched up with. We all know each other here in Houston. Mm-hmm. I don't know guys from other states, but my manager is the one who can say, hey, I got guys here, I got guys there. And that's where you do need it. So once you start on that, I'm going to fight people from all over the country, that's really when you need the managers, in my opinion. And so I would just be cautious, do your background checking, but also trust your teammates, trust your coaches. Like, your coaches are going to get you the right matches. You don't need a manager for that. Getting interviews is not as hard as people think. Sometimes you just got to hit up dudes on Instagram and be like, yo, what's up, man? I want to do an interview. So, sometimes it's that. But beyond it, anything else, really just like the background checking. Like, if somebody's offering to manage you, be like, well, who else do you manage? And then go hit that person up and be like, hey, what's your honest opinion? Like, this guy just asked me about managing me. Yeah. So it's just one of those things where just like you would study a fighter that you're getting matched up with, just study the person that's gonna represent you.
That's fire.
And then you know what you're gonna be getting into. Yeah. And I wish that I had done that. I'll tell you this: when I started with Iridium, they weren't very big. They had like a few guys in the UFC. They were mostly a local level management company. At the time, I think First Round was the number one managing company. And now, Iridium's probably the number one managing company for the UFC, and that's great for them. I don't wish any ill will with them. I just,
your experience.
In my experience, they just really dropped the ball and turned their backs on me, and like really showed me that they just didn't care, because they were like, well, we're making $20,000 and $30,000 from these guys. We're making like $250 off of you. Yeah. So we just don't have the time to get you anything when it comes to help. The most that they did was make fight shorts for me. That's literally it. They didn't make my banner. They didn't match my fights. They didn't get me interviews. They didn't get me sponsors. Like, what is a manager for other than to like help you with all the smaller details of fighting
and help you grow
and help me grow? Yeah. And so, again, it's just do your studying. That's the advice.
No, man, I definitely think a lot of people would take this part of the interview and be like, wow, like, you're right. Like, because everybody's just like you, kind of, or similar. You just start and you just like, I don't know where to go from here. I'm just fighting. I'm just fighting. That's it. But they see the big picture, the UFC, the lights, whatever, and they're like, I want to get there. How do I get there? And then Iridium or another big agency hits you up, and they're like, yeah, we can get you there, and it sounds good and everything like that. But like you said, you should do your research and talk to other fighters and stuff like that. And from what I know, everybody in Houston is mainly kind of cool with each other. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I interview a lot of fighters. I've talked to them, and they're like, oh yeah, I know him. Like, I've talked to him. I've sparred with him. This and that. So, word gets around. But I'm pretty sure people are gonna take that and be like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, he's right. Like,
And see, I'm one of those things where maybe you just look up this interview and say, you know, Orozco hit me up. He wants to manage me. Look at this interview. Jake Heffernan talks about him.
talk about a reference.
And it's like, yeah, there you go, man. So I'm your example, guys. Iridium, not that great. Orozco, awesome. You know?
That's your experience. That's how it is.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and nothing. And then you say you got shot.